All right, so picture this. Somewhere in the world, right now, there's a door. And it's not just any door, it's ancient, it's massive, and it holds a secret so powerful that nobody has dared to open it for centuries. Now today, we're not going to try and break it down. Instead, we're going to try to understand it. And, in the process, we might just learn something pretty profound about ourselves.
I mean, just think about that for a second. This is a place that's been untouched not just in our lifetime, but for generations and generations before us. It's not just some locked room, you guys. This is a time capsule. It's like a silent witness to history, just holding its breath for centuries.
And that right there is the big question, isn't it? I mean, we live in an age where we explore everything. The deepest oceans, the farthest reaches of space. So what could possibly be so powerful that it makes us stop and say, nope, let's leave that door shut? Well, the answer isn't just about what's behind the door. It's about what the door itself means.
All right, so let's get into it. Our story takes us to Thiruvananthapuram, India, to the absolutely magnificent Padmanabhaswamy Temple. Now, deep underneath this incredible, sacred place, there are 6 vaults. 5 of them, they've been opened. And what they found? Well, it's unimaginable. But one of them, Vault B, is still sealed. And it's sealed behind something they call the serpent door.
And this door, it's just not like anything else in the temple. See, the other vaults had normal locks, keyholes, things you'd expect. This one, it has no visible mechanism at all. No handle, no keyhole, nothing. Just 2 giant cobras carved into it, like they're on guard forever. And the mystery gets even deeper, because the last time someone officially tried to open it, the attempt was just stopped, abruptly, with 0 explanation.
So, according to temple lore, we're looking at something pretty extraordinary. The belief is that the door isn't sealed by metal or gears, but by sound, a sonic lock. That means it will only open if you perform a very specific sacred chant, the Ashtanaga mantra. They say if you try anything else, well, it'll unleash some kind of catastrophe. But here's the kicker. The knowledge of that mantra, it might be lost to time.
Now, to really get why the whole world is so fascinated with what's behind Vault B, you got to look at what they found in the other vaults. Back in 2011, India's Supreme Court ordered the other 5 to be opened. And what they discovered? Well, it sent absolute shockwaves around the entire planet.
We're talking over $22 billion. Just let that number sink in for a minute. That's more than the entire GDP of dozens of countries. And listen, that's just the raw value of the gold and jewels. The historical value, you can't even put a price on it. This wasn't just a find. It was like they were rewriting history books in real time. I mean, the stuff they pulled out of there? Gold coins from ancient Rome that completely changed what we thought we knew about old trade routes. Solid gold thrones, diamonds the size of your thumbnail. It's just countless crowns and necklaces. This isn't just money, it's a literal window into a forgotten world. So you have to wonder, if that's what was in the other vaults, what on earth could be waiting inside Vault B?
Okay, but here's where the story takes a really fascinating turn. The real reason Vault B is still sealed, it might have nothing to do with ancient curses or angry serpent gods. The actual thing stopping people, it's something way more modern, and honestly, way more chaotic.
So you've got 2 curses here. On one hand, there's the mythical one. The stuff of legend with serpents and magic mantras. But on the other hand, there's the real curse, the one that kicked off the second those other vaults were opened. And that curse is a tangled mess of legal battles and political fights. Suddenly, everybody wanted a piece of the pie. The temple, the old royal family, the state government, the national government, you name it. The treasure was basically trapped all over again.
And here's the incredible irony, right? Finding all this treasure didn't lead to some great new era of prosperity. It led to total paralysis. These beautiful, sacred objects of worship, they just became legal exhibits, itemized, filed, and locked away again. Not by some ancient curse, but by good old-fashioned modern bureaucracy. And that is the chaos everyone is terrified of unleashing if they open Vault B.
But what if that was the whole point? What if this was the plan all along? What if the door, the snakes, the scary stories, what if it was never about a magical barrier, but an intellectual one? Like a test designed by people who understood human nature, almost a little too well.
There's this incredible collection of ancient Indian fables called the Panchatantra. And in these stories, there's this theme that comes up again and again. You find a treasure with a curse on it. But the curse isn't actually magic. It's a test of character. The greedy and impatient people rush in, and they always fail. But the wise ones, they stop, They think, and they ask, okay, what is this warning really trying to tell me? It's kind of like a brilliant form of ancient psychological warfare, right? A very early form of risk management.
So this wasn't just some random superstition. It was a genius strategy. The people who built this vault weren't just priests. They were master psychologists. Think about it. They designed a barrier you couldn't just smash open. Then they wrapped it in a story that would scare off the reckless. And by doing that, they created a filter for wisdom. The goal wasn't just to hide the stuff inside, it was to protect it from the chaos of human nature itself.
And that right there really gets to the heart of this whole thing. Maybe the treasure isn't just gold or ancient books. Maybe the real treasure is the wisdom it takes to look at something and know when to just leave it alone. The self-control to simply respect a boundary.
Which, of course, brings us right back to today and the very real dilemma we're facing. Look, we probably have the technology to get past that door now. We definitely have the curiosity. But do we have the wisdom? The question of whether or not to open it is not simple at all.
And the arguments for both sides are really compelling. I mean, on the one hand, our drive for knowledge is what moves us forward as a species. The potential benefits could be huge. But on the other hand, there's the case for just letting it be, for preserving a bit of mystery in a world that feels like it has less and less of it. Because once that door is open, you can never ever close it again.
There's this really beautiful piece of wisdom that came up while we were researching this. It says, a mystery is not always an invitation, but a mystery is always a teacher. And that's so true for Vault B. It doesn't actually need to be open to teach us something. It's already teaching us about our own greed, our own capacity for wisdom, and the incredible, lasting power of a really good story.
And so, we're left with this really big question. In our constant search for answers, do we sometimes end up destroying something even more valuable in the process? Maybe the serpent door isn't just guarding treasure. Maybe it's guarding something way more precious. A space for wonder, for humility, and for the wisdom to know when to just let a mystery be. It's asking every single generation the same timeless question. Are you wise enough to just walk away? And for now, amazingly, the answer is still yes.